Alright guys, so welcome back to another YouTube video. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, or leave a comment if you like this video. I always appreciate and love your support. So today's video, what I'm actually going to be doing is how to make your exercises more challenging using a resistance band. Let me grab that. 1 second. So as you all know, when it comes to my training, I love adding in different intensity techniques or different apparatus just to really spice up my workouts. And most of these exercises you're going to find me doing today, I would normally put on my isolation day, as I really think they're exercises that you should do when you're focusing on that time under tension and really, isolating that muscle. So I hope you love this video. I think you'll find it really useful and informative, and I hope it benefits your training. We are going to be moving on to a leg curl. Now with this one, when we attach the band, it's going to be a bit more of a partner-based workout. So your partner is going to have to hold one end of the band to create that extra resistance. So I do have LV with me, helping me out on this one. And I think it'll be better if he runs you through this exercise whilst I'm now performing. Ready, Dave?
Ready, let's go. So you want to start off with quite a light weight. Now you want to make sure you've got a bit of resistance here, not too much, otherwise they're not going to be able to get up. You don't want to stand up high here. You kind of want to get a bit lower, so as the partner should be a bit lower here. And I'll explain to you why. So Carly, start doing some reps. Now the thing with this band that we're using, unfortunately, it's extremely hard. So I'm not going to pull too hard, but I'm just going to find my spot, and if I find it like she's struggling, I'm going to go move a bit closer. If I find it's too easy, I'm going to move back, but I'm going to try to stay in the same spot. What you can also do in this situation is get the partner to do about 6 reps with holding the band, and then you can do a mechanical drop set, if you will. What I do is then I can let go of this and she can continue doing the reps. So that's something you girls and guys can implement if you like. So there, I'm standing about there from her. Cool, that's it. So again, just that's where the machine was. I was standing about there and just holding it and giving enough resistance. How did that feel?
It was challenging. I really like that at the top of the movement there is so much resistance, so you're really holding it and creating that nice isolation hold in like the hardest part of the movement. So that was really good. And I even like on the way down from the movement, when LV pulls, there's that extra resistance that you've got to fight against. Again, constant tension, a really awesome way to progress.
Absolutely. What I thought we'll do is show them a way to, if they're not really activating their hamstrings, is I'm going to get you to jump on that.
Okay.
So one more little tip that we didn't kind of plan, I just thought about it now, is if your girls have trouble kind of engaging your hamstrings or activating, what I'm going to get Carly to do is drive up for 1 rep and hold it at the top. So I'm going to do reps like this, and I'm going to pull this down. She's going to hold it at the top. So what this is doing, a bit higher, Carly. There it is. I want her to drive her glutes and her glutes down, and her hips. Now come down, control, go up. So what I want her to do, as I said, is hold that at that contracted position. So once she's failed in that contracted position, keep going. Good. This way she can really engage, because that's where it's going to be the hardest, in that contracted position. So hard. There you go. So that's how hard it is. This wasn't planned. This is just filmed raw, and you can see how difficult it is.
There you go.
Good. Awesome.
We have the leg press. Now a leg press is a movement that is often performed by a whole lot of people, and what I wanted to do today was showcase on how you can make this exercise more challenging simply by using a band. Now today I've chosen the band, which is going to make the resistance a lot harder, but you can also opt for a thinner band and wrap it in a different way. So first of what I'm going to do is showcase how I'm going to wrap my band around this piece of equipment. So I've slightly lowered the machine. I've taken what I'm gonna do is wrap the band like so. Thread it through the loop, and then I'm gonna come all the way down to the bottom and attach the band here. What you do want to make sure is that it's on sturdy enough so it doesn't fling up. And now I'm going to start loading my plates. Alright, so let's talk about the resistance and how the band is going to make this exercise a lot more challenging. So, the hardest part of the movement is obviously that band is going to want to pull you down. It's creating that resistance now that it's stretched. It's going to pull you down to the bottom of the movement, and then on the drive up, it's going to create so much more resistance. It's going to be a whole lot harder at the top of that movement. What I also like to do is make this movement nice and controlled. We're going to slowly lower the weight. We're going to hold it for 2 seconds. And we're going to drive up, creating that nice resistance. As I drive up. Uneven. Now this doesn't matter with this machine. The machine moves up and down, so it is evenly balanced. But this is how I'm going to wrap my band for my leg press into a stiff leg deadlift. So what I'm going to do is use the band again just to create more resistance. So with this exercise in particular, what you want to do is wrap the band around a pole. It should be about hip height, so that would be perfect for me. You're going to step into the band, and then you need to walk out. If you want to film this side, Elby, what you need to do is create that resistance with the band. So it should feel like it's pulling you backwards.
Okay, so should just do like 10 reps. Alright, usually we're going to do, when you're exercising, you probably do more than 10 reps, but we're just for video. Okay, so just going to do normal stiff leg. So the band will help her drive the hips back. Nice stretch hamstrings and glutes, and then contract. So what we don't want to see is when she contracts over height that. We don't want to see that, okay? We don't want to see that there, and we don't want to see that in the squat. Drive those hips back and then contract.
So really stretching out those arms.
Now, if she wants to create more resistance, if you find it's too easy, step forward. Now start repping. Makes it harder. Now, again, just like we talked about in the lying leg curl, you can do a mechanical drop set. You can start there, do 10 reps, and then you can take a step back if you like. Make it easier.
Or even get out of the band.
Exactly. There you go.
And continue with your set. So it's an awesome way to progress with exercise. I also find that these hamstrings feel so much more under tension. So moving on to our final exercise, I'm going to be doing a kneeling squat. Now this exercise is often flooded on Instagram, but what I want you to make sure you do is do it the correct way. Now personally, I don't find this exercise creates much resistance and has much benefit if you aren't actually using a band. So today I'm going to teach you how to utilize the band, how to wrap it correctly, and perform this exercise the most effective way. Alright, wrapping the band around the pole. This time we want to make sure that the band is sitting a lot lower than it would have done on the stiff leg variation. What you're going to do again is wrap it, step through, and have that band sitting at your hips. What you want to do is walk out to create that resistance and that tension again, and find that nice kneeling spot where you feel that tension and you feel those hips really pulling back with the band. fight against that resistance as the band pulls you back. Then you're gonna drive up and squeeze. Noticing I'm not locking through again. I'm keeping those glutes nice and contracted, a nice neutral spine. So from today's video, what I wanted to show you ladies was how to just spice up your workout routine. We often move through the movements and we kind of stick to the same thing. So this is going to be something that's going to really mix it up. But as always, as you all know, I love to stick to my basics, the fundamental movements that I know are going to be challenging on my body and really results driven. But I love adding in these exercises on more of my isolation days.